Hi, welcome to lesson 62, multiplying 3 or more factors, and we're going to talk about some exponents. I love exponents, but first off we've got to talk about factors. First off, let's remind ourselves, factors are the numbers or digits that we multiply together to get our product. So when we are saying multiplying with 3 or more factors, we're saying multiplying with 3 or more numbers all together to achieve a product. And I also need to give you the vocabulary that you need for the word exponent. It's a number that shows how many times another number is used as a factor. And an exponent also has a base, and that's the bottom number of an exponential equation. Clear as mud? Let me show you. I have this number 3 to the, we call it to the 4th power, is how we say it in math. But essentially what we're saying is this is our base number and this is our exponent. So our base is 3, our exponent is 4. And when we say 3 to the 4th power, what we're saying is that we are multiplying 3 by itself 4 times. So 3 times 3 times 3 times 3. And so this is our base, this is our exponent. Now, you need to also know what to do when you are multiplying. We know how to multiply 2 numbers, but what do we do when we're multiplying 3 numbers? The process is pretty simple. We first start by multiplying our two of our numbers together. We know that 3 times 4 is 12. We take that number and we multiply it by our next factor, which is 5. And because we are math hotshots and we know our math facts, we know that 12 times 5 equals 60. So 3 times 4 times 5 equals 60. Now, because of the commutative property of multiplication, you're going to say, wait a minute, Mrs. Dell, what if I did 4 times 5 first? Would it still give me the same number? And I'm saying because of our commutative property of multiplication, we could start and multiply this first. 4 times 5 is 20. 20 times 3, easy peasy, 60. So it does not matter the order that you multiply these things in. You will come to the same answer. Now, sorry, my board has really got lots of examples today. Our next example is 4 times 5 times 10 squared, or 10 to the 2nd power. We know that when we say 10 to the 2nd power, what we're really saying is 10 multiplied by itself. So let's chip away. Let's do 4 times 5 first. We know that that is going to be 20. And we know that 10 times 10, we're going to multiply this by, is 100. So 20 times 100. And I can go through all of the rigmarole of this, but essentially, the nice thing when we're working with zeros and multiples of 10 is I just take my 20 right here and I look at how many zeros I'm multiplying that by, and I add 2 more zeros. So our answer for this is 2,000. Let's keep going. Our next problem is 5 squared times 2 to the 3rd. Here's another fun and interesting fact. When we have 2 to the 3rd, we can also, we say this is squared, but when it's at the 3rd power, sometimes we like to say it's cubed. I'm not going to go into all the details of why we say that, but just know that you can do that. So they want us to simplify this problem. So here we go. 5 times 5, we see this as 5 times 5 plus 2 times 2 times 2. So let's do this. 5 times 5 is 25, plus 2 times 2 is 4, times 2 is 8. So plus 8 equals 33. Had to think about that for a sec. And our example 3, they want you to write this as an exponential equation. And that's the beauty of having exponents. When we have an exponent, it takes all of this stuff and all these numbers, all these factors, and we can tighten it up to an equation that looks like this. Instead of saying 5 times 5 times 5, we can say 5 to the third power, or 5 cubed, or 5 to the third power. Either way. So you've got a lot of different options. Incidentally, if we were to do 5 times 5 times 5, our answer would be, here we go, 25 times 5, and our answer on this is going to be, let's see, 2, 10, 125 is our answer. So 5 cubed is 125. I'm hoping that that is right. I have to think about this. Let's see. 2. Yep, we're good. Always double check. As you know, you've seen Mrs. Dawn make her mess ups, so it's always good. Now we are looking at this square, and this is really where we come up with when we have an exponent and we say that it is squared. This is how we've come up with this. We have a square and we're wanting to know our area. And the equation for area, bear with me, is area equals the sides squared. So our side here is 5. So 5 squared, which is 5 times 5. Our area is going to be 25 square. And I think in this one it's inches. So we'll just say 25 square inches. And there you have it, our lesson about exponents, multiplying 3 or more factors. I hope to see you at the practice set. Take care.